אני צריך להתנצל שאני קצת חולה, אז הקול שלי לא כל כך נעים, אבל מה לעשות. And then I'll speak in English, even if Volk gewollt besser reden auf Yiddish, versteht sich. I would have preferred to speak in Yiddish. A year ago, I was interviewed by Haaretz, and I said that I'm a person of nostalgia. And I gave one example. I gave the example that I'm always very sorry when I'm going to an Israeli supermarket and I see that there are more than 2 brands of yogurts. I would prefer if there were only Gille and Eshel, as in the good old time. And regularly when I want to buy a ticket to Istanbul, I prefer to buy a ticket to Constantinopolis or Byzance. And the Yiddish part of my life is also a sign that, I've got a problem with this microphone, that I prefer to live in the past than in the future. That's why I was very surprised when I received the invitation to this conference, but מה לעשות. So I had a look on the program, and I want to discuss the 3 questions that were there. How new technologies are impacting on creative writings, first. Second, how is literature dealing with globalization? And third, how literature is reflecting the contemporary world. New technologies and creative writing. Will there still be paper books in 20 years? Who knows? But whatever substract a book will have, paper, digital, or both, I'm not sure that this substract will impact the content of the books. I'm absolutely convinced that there will always be a room in our lives for imagination and escaping through literature. So I'm quite confident in this issue. More important is the impact of internet on literature, of course, especially because of the technical genius of internet. You can write on internet things that you can't write on paper, of course, with hyperlinks and so on. And I would focus on the phenomenon of blogging, which is quite popular by writers now. I personally don't have any blog, but people regularly consider that they can't still be seeable in our world if they don't have a blog. I think it's a really serious question because you don't write a book as you write a blog. When you write a book, you write and rewrite and maybe 10 or 15 times the same text until the sentence has got the good music and until the whole book has got the good music. And when you write a blog, you are stressed, you receive the pressure of going fast because a living blog is a blog on which you have to publish minimum once, twice, or 3 times a week. If not, the reader doesn't follow your blog. And there is the danger that the literature will lose its quality because if you don't have time to write and rewrite 15 times the same text, so it could be a danger. Of course, it's not a new phenomenon. In the 19th century and even until after the Second World War, novel writers used to publish their works in feuilleton, in newspapers, such as Balzac did with his works, or Isaac Bashevis Singer in the Vorwärts until the 70s. And I can also give the example of the Yiddish novelist Sholem Asch, who published his wonderful trilogy, Petersburg, Warsaw, Moscow, in such a form, like in feuilleton, Hemsheichim, in the Yiddish press. And at the end of these thousands of pages, a hero would have brown eyes and he had blue eyes at the beginning, or he was called Moishe at the end and Mortre at the beginning, just because the author didn't remember 1, 2, 3 years later what he wrote 3 years earlier. But when the book is published in paper form, in a book form, so the writer has the time to re-elaborate his work. Globalization now. In Warsaw, Hong Kong, New York, Paris, Tel Aviv, Riga, all main streets, all malls look the same now, with the same shops, with IKEA, with McDonald's, with Zara, with H&M, Swarovski, and so on. It's the same in bookshops. You find the same Paulo Coelho, Dan Brown, Marc Levy in every bookshops in the world, or almost every bookshop. You have to go to confidential small bookshops, if they still exist, to find quality literature. And I can give the example of a number of countries in which those quality bookshops already disappeared. The USA, for example, Israel, with the book market shared between Tzomet Sfarim and Steinmatzki. There's almost no, maybe in the universities, but almost no quality bookshops in Israel, England, and in a certain measure, Germany and Poland, for the countries that I know.